Hello, and welcome to a show that, frankly, should have far more poop jokes in it considering what we're about to discuss: intestinal parasites. Yes, those unwanted house guests who apparently think your digestive system is an all-inclusive resort. Now, we're not talking about the kind of guests who bring a lovely bottle of wine and compliment your throw pillows. These little guys are more like the ones who eat all your snacks, leave wet towels on the floor, and possibly steal your identity. And the worst part is, most people don't even know they have them. They just assume their inexplicable love of dirt is a personality quirk and not, a symptom of microscopic worms feasting on their insides. But don't worry, because today we're arming you with the knowledge to fight back. We're talking about 14 foods that are basically the culinary equivalent of a swift kick in the parasitic crotch. Let's get started, shall we? First up, we have garlic, a food so potent it's been repelling more than just vampires for centuries. Seriously, garlic has been used medicinally for at least 4,000 years. That's older than the pyramids, longer than democracy, and almost as long as the Queen has been alive. But what makes garlic such a parasitic nightmare? Well, it all comes down to a little something called allicin. This sulfur-containing compound is released when you crush or chop garlic, and let me tell you, parasites absolutely hate it. It's like offering them a glass of warm milk after they've just brushed their teeth. Think of it this way. If intestinal parasites were vampires, allicin would be a combination of garlic, sunlight, and a stake through the heart, all rolled into one pungent, delicious package. So how do you unleash this culinary weapon? It's simple, really. Just incorporate more garlic into your diet. Add it to your pasta sauces, your stir-fries, your guacamole. Heck, you can even roast a whole bulb and spread it on toast if you're feeling adventurous. Now, I know what you're thinking. John, I love garlic bread as much as the next person, but isn't eating that much garlic going to make me smell like a walking Italian restaurant? And to that I say, yes, it probably will. But isn't a little garlic breath a small price to pay for ridding your body of unwanted freeloaders? Plus, think of the social distancing possibilities. But in all seriousness, there are ways to mitigate garlic breath. You can try parsley, mint, or even green tea. Or you can just embrace the stench and become that person everyone avoids on the bus. It's your life. Live it to the fullest. The important thing is that you're getting your daily dose of allicin and sending those parasites packing. Remember, a clove a day keeps the worms away, or something like that. Next up, we have a food that's often overlooked, literally tossed aside like yesterday's news: the humble pumpkin seed. We scoop out the flesh, carve goofy faces into the sides, and then carelessly discard the seeds, oblivious to their parasitic fighting potential. But let me tell you, these tiny seeds are packed with a powerful punch, thanks to a compound called cucurbitakin. This tongue-twisting substance is a natural paralytic for parasites. That's right, it effectively freezes them in their tracks, rendering them about as threatening as a kitten in a straitjacket. Now, before you go picturing yourself wrestling a giant tapeworm into a tiny sweater, let me clarify. Cucurbitakin doesn't literally paralyze the parasites. What it does is disrupt their neuromuscular systems, making it difficult for them to move, feed, and generally wreak havoc on your insides. It's like taking away their car keys, cutting off their Wi-Fi, and hiding the remote control all at the same time. Suddenly, your intestines aren't looking so hospitable anymore, are they? So, how do you harness the power of the pumpkin seed? Well, you could just grab a handful and start munching, which, let's be honest, is a perfectly acceptable way to consume most things. But if you're feeling a bit more adventurous, you can get creative. Pumpkin seeds are surprisingly versatile. You can roast them with your favorite spices, grind them into a powder to add to smoothies or yogurt, or even sprinkle them on salads for a bit of crunch. And the best part is, pumpkin seeds are readily available, relatively inexpensive, and dare I say, quite delicious. So, next time you're carving a pumpkin, don't just toss those seeds in the trash. Embrace their parasitic fighting power and give those little suckers a taste of their own medicine. All right, folks, let's talk papaya. When you think of papaya, you probably think of that sweet orange flesh. Delicious, right? But hold on, don't you dare chuck those seeds in the trash. Those little black specks are our next parasite-fighting heroes. Papaya seeds are tiny enzyme factories, powerful digestive aids. These enzymes can turn intestinal worms into a sad, digested mess. Yes, they're bitter, but you don't have to eat them by the spoonful. Dry them, grind them, and sprinkle a bit on your food. It's like adding a dash of parasite kryptonite to your meal. Now, you're probably wondering, John, what's the best way to unleash the power of these mighty papaya seeds? First off, drying the seeds is key. Spread them out on a baking sheet, pop them in a low oven, and boom! You've got yourself some crunchy, parasite-fighting snacks. Grind them into a fine powder for salads, smoothies, or yogurt, or blend with water for a refreshing, gut-healthy beverage. Conquer those intestinal invaders one papaya seed at a time. All right, let's talk pineapple. No, not the kind you stick on a pizza. Today we're focusing on the parasite-fighting prowess of this spiky tropical fruit. Pineapple contains an enzyme called bromelain. It's like the bouncer at the club of your intestines. Bromelain breaks down proteins, the building blocks of gut parasites. Adding a few slices of fresh pineapple to your diet can make a real difference. It's like a delicious tropical battle against intestinal evil. So, you're sold on the whole pineapple as parasite defense thing. Great! But how do you incorporate this spiky wonder fruit into your daily life without getting tired of it? Fear not, my friends, for I have some delicious suggestions. First off, let's ditch the idea that pineapple is just for breakfast. Sure, it's delicious in a fruit salad or blended into a smoothie, but it also adds a tangy kick to savory dishes. Grilled pineapple with chicken or fish. Inspired. Pineapple salsa with your tacos. Game changer. And let's not forget about pineapple juice. Now, I'm not talking about that overly sweet stuff from the carton. Look for fresh pressed pineapple juice, or better yet, make your own. It's surprisingly easy and incredibly refreshing. But what if you're one of those people who just can't handle the texture of pineapple? Don't worry, I've got you covered. Bromelain supplements are a thing, and they pack a concentrated punch of parasite-fighting power. Just be sure to talk to your doctor before adding any new supplements to your routine. All right, folks, let's talk coconuts. Yes, the fruit that's somehow also a nut, which, let's be honest, is just nature showing off. But beyond its botanical identity crisis, the coconut is a powerhouse of health benefits, and today we're diving headfirst into its parasite pummeling properties. You see, coconuts are like the overachievers of the fruit world. Not only do they taste delicious, but they also boast antifungal, antiviral, and antiparasitic properties. It's like the trifecta of good health all wrapped up in a hairy brown package. Now, much of this goodness can be attributed to lauric acid, a medium-chain fatty acid found in abundance in coconuts. Lauric acid is basically the coconut's secret weapon, disrupting the cell membranes of those unwelcome parasitic squatters and sending them packing. So the next time you're sipping on some coconut water or indulging in a delicious coconut curry, remember, you're not just enjoying a tasty treat. You're waging a delicious war against microscopic invaders. And honestly, is there any better kind of war? Now, you're probably wondering, John, what's the best way to harness the coconut's full parasite-fighting potential? Well, buckle up, because I'm about to break down the coconut's arsenal. First off, let's talk coconut oil. This versatile oil can be used for everything from cooking to moisturizing your skin. Add a tablespoon to your smoothies or sauté your veggies. Don't forget coconut water, the ultimate natural electrolyte drink. It's refreshing, hydrating, and helps flush out parasites. Try incorporating coconut flour, milk, or shredded coconut into your recipes. Add a delicious tropical twist to your meals. Ah, ginger. the spicy root that adds a kick to everything from stir-fries to gingerbread houses. Ginger is also a formidable foe to intestinal parasites. Those freeloaders hate a hostile environment, and ginger brings the heat. Ginger increases stomach acid production. It's not the most welcoming environment for parasites. Ginger turns your stomach into a digestive inferno. Enjoy all the delicious benefits. Now, I know what you're thinking. John, I can't just eat ginger all day, every day. And you're right, that would be excessive, even for a ginger enthusiast like myself. Thankfully, incorporating ginger into your life is easier than convincing a toddler that vegetables are actually tiny trees. You can start simple. Add a slice of fresh ginger to your morning smoothie, grate some into your stir-fries, or even try ginger-infused honey for a sweet and spicy treat. And if you're feeling really ambitious, why not try pickling your own ginger? It's surprisingly easy and will impress your friends, assuming they're the type who are easily impressed by pickled things. But remember, folks, while ginger can help create a hostile environment for those parasitic squatters, it's not a magical cure-all. If you suspect you have a serious case of the worms, put down the ginger and pick up the phone. Call a doctor, not a ginger farmer. Unless that ginger farmer also happens to be a medical professional, in which case call them. They sound fascinating. All right, let's talk about apple cider vinegar. It's the Beyoncé of the health food world, beloved by many, feared by some. This fermented wonder tonic can do everything from cleaning your bathtub to fighting parasites. Even I can appreciate its parasite-fighting prowess. Parasites enjoy a comfortable, neutral environment. Apple cider vinegar is the acidic roommate they never asked for. It creates an acidic environment that's unwelcoming to parasites. A little apple cider vinegar might just be the eviction notice they need. Before you chug apple cider vinegar straight from the bottle, let's talk dosage. A little vinegar might be good for the soul, but a lot is bad for your enamel and esophagus. Dilute a tablespoon or two in water before meals. Remember, it's not a substitute for medical advice, and brush your teeth afterwards. Ah, turmeric, the golden child of the spice rack. It's the culinary equivalent of a warm hug, but beneath that sunny disposition lies a fierce warrior. The secret weapon? Curcumin. It fights off unwanted guests in your digestive system, reducing inflammation and keeping your gut happy. So, get your turmeric on. Your gut will thank you. Now, I know what you're thinking, John, I can barely pronounce curcumin, let alone incorporate it into my daily routine. But fear not, my culinary comrades. Add a generous sprinkle of turmeric to your next curry, soup, or stir-fry. Feeling adventurous? Try a turmeric latte. And if you're serious, opt for a turmeric supplement. Just talk to your doctor first. Embrace the power of turmeric. All right, let's talk about carrots. They're usually relegated to the sad side dish at barbecues, but carrots are packed with beta-carotene, which your body converts into vitamin A. Besides helping you see in the dark, it boosts your immune system. Think of it as arming your immune system. So embrace the power of the carrot. Gnaw on them raw, dip them in humus, whatever it takes to get those beta-carotene warriors into your system. Now, I'm not saying you need to turn into Bugs Bunny and subsist solely on a diet of carrots, but there are plenty of sneaky ways to get your daily dose of carrot power. Add shredded carrots to salads. Juice them. Try roasting carrots with a touch of cumin and honey. It's a flavor combination that'll make your taste buds sing. Let's move on to a fruit that's both delicious and deadly. Well, deadly to parasites, that is. I'm talking about the pomegranate, a fruit so fancy it's practically wearing a monocle and a top hat. This fruit packs a serious punch thanks to a compound called punicalagin. This potent antioxidant stops parasites in their tracks. Just head to your local grocery store and pick up a pomegranate or two. The juicy, tart taste of those ruby red arils is worth the effort. How do you incorporate this mighty fruit into your diet? You could chomp on the whole pomegranate, seeds and all, but I wouldn't recommend it. Sprinkle the arils over salads. They add flavor and elegance. Blend them into smoothies for a healthy treat, or make your own pomegranate juice. However you consume them, pomegranates are effective. Alright, let's talk cloves. Now, I know what you're thinking. Cloves? Those tiny things I stick in oranges during Christmas. What are they going to do? Give my parasites a festive holiday aroma? Well, hold on to your Santa hats, because cloves are about to become your new best friend in the fight against intestinal invaders. See, cloves are packed with a powerful little compound called eugenol. And eugenol, my friends, is like the ultimate buzzkill for parasite parties. While some of the foods we've discussed go after adult parasites, eugenol is like that one friend who shows up to a party early and dismantles the bouncy castle before anyone even arrives. It targets parasite eggs, preventing those little nightmares from ever hatching and wreaking havoc in your gut. Fear not, there are more palatable ways to harness the might of the clove. Ground cloves are incredibly versatile and can be added to both sweet and savory dishes. Sprinkle a pinch into your morning oatmeal for a warm, slightly sweet start to your day. Or add a dash to your favorite curry recipe for an extra layer of flavor. And if you're feeling adventurous, try brewing a cup of clove tea. The warm, spicy aroma will soothe your senses. Just be warned, a little goes a long way. Start with a small amount and gradually increase it to your liking. Alright, let's talk about oregano oil. And no, I don't mean that stuff your nana uses to make her Sunday gravy sing. This, my friends, is potent stuff. We're talking concentrated, essential oil levels of oregano. The reason oregano oil is on our hit list is because of these little chemicals it is called carvacrol and thymol. These bad boys are like microscopic bouncers for your gut. A couple of drops in water is all you need. Now, before you run off and bathe in the stuff, a word of caution. Remember how I said it was potent? Yeah, turns out too much of a good thing can be, well, not so good. Start slow, my friend. Too much oregano oil can lead to some, shall we say, digestive discomfort. And by discomfort, I mean the kind of gastrointestinal symphony orchestra that would make even the most seasoned gastroenterologist blush. Also, a quick shout out to all my pregnant viewers out there. As much as we love obliterating intestinal parasites, oregano oil isn't recommended during pregnancy. It's best to check with your doctor first because, they've dedicated their lives to this sort of thing. So there you have it. Oregano oil, the tiny herbal assassin lurking in your spice rack. Use it wisely, my friends, and may your guts be forever parasite-free. Number 13 on our list of parasite-evicting foods, wormwood. This isn't some magical plant for giant sandworms. Wormwood is an unassuming herb with a rich, bitter history. It contains artemisinin, which parasites hate. Artemisinin disrupts their metabolism like a short-circuiting blender. But be warned, wormwood tea is notoriously bitter. Consider taking it in supplement form. Now, before you sprint off to brew a gallon of wormwood tea or start mainlining artemisinin supplements, a word of caution. Wormwood is potent stuff, best enjoyed in moderation. Overdoing it can lead to nausea, vomiting, and a strange tingling sensation. Consult a medical professional first. Pregnant women should steer clear of wormwood altogether. Stick to ginger ale and saltines for now. And now, we arrive at number 14 on our parasitic hit parade, black walnut. No, not the ice cream flavor. We're talking about the black walnut itself, specifically the hull. This unassuming hull packs a potent punch thanks to a compound called juglone. Juglone is highly reactive. Black walnut trees release juglone into the soil, deterring other plants. Turns out, parasites aren't huge fans of it either. You see, juglone has a bit of a knack for disrupting parasite party time. It interferes with their ability to absorb nutrients and generally makes their lives a living hell. Think of it like trying to enjoy a picnic in the middle of a hurricane. Not exactly conducive to a relaxing afternoon, is it? Now you're obviously not going to be chowing down on black walnut hulls like they're potato chips. Firstly, because that sounds incredibly unpleasant. And secondly, because like most things in life, moderation is key. Too much juglone can cause some less than desirable side effects, and nobody wants that. Instead, you can find black walnut hull extract in various forms, like tinctures or capsules. Just remember, even though it's natural, it's still potent stuff. So, as always, consult with your doctor before adding it to your wellness routine. Because while we all love a good underdog story, we don't want your intestines to become the battleground for a botanical turf war. So there you have it, folks. 14 foods that can help send those unwanted intestinal squatters packing. Just remember, this isn't an exhaustive list, and these foods are not a substitute for proper medical advice. If you think you might have a parasitic infection, don't self-diagnose. Put down the papaya seeds, step away from the wormwood tea, and go see a doctor. They'll be able to properly diagnose you and recommend the best course of treatment. Because as much as I love talking about the surprising ways plants can wage chemical warfare on unsuspecting parasites, I'm not a medical professional. I'm just a guy who spends an inordinate amount of time thinking about intestinal invaders. But hey, at least you've learned something today, right? And if you haven't, well, at least you got a good laugh out of my questionable life choices. Either way, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more informative and hopefully slightly less disturbing videos. Stay curious, stay healthy, and for goodness sake, wash your hands.